Hi everyone, welcome back to the Smallholding. So today I'm just starting a little trial of using my own compost for seed sowing. I did use it last year with pretty good success. A few things got a little bit leggy. I thought maybe it was a little bit on the strong side. I was hoping to have some leaf mould ready, but I haven't got anything ready at the moment, so I'm just going to basically try and use it again. I tried, this compost has been here for about 18 months and I tried to add more brown to this one through last summer, just to kind of bring the nutrient value down a touch, so it's not too high in nitrogen. I get a lot of grass cuttings as a gardener, and I think my first batch was just a bit too strong. So this compost is made up predominantly, it's got all my grass cuttings in, stuff from the veg garden, but the predominant brown that I used was wood chip from the year before. So that was chipped and the pile was finished by the end of the summer, sort of going into the autumn. It was then left all winter round to the following spring, which is when this pile was started. So it was then used as a brown all through last year, and then it was turned. This pile was probably turned first time probably about June, I should imagine, last year, and then it was turned again at the beginning of this winter. So in total the wood chip that's in it is about sort of coming up 18 months old, so I'm hoping it's degraded enough that it won't take too much value out of it, but it's, you know, it reached some pretty high temperatures and it's pretty well broken up. I mean, you can still see some of the wood in there, but again, like I say, it's just a trial. I'm just going to give it a go. I'm going to perhaps smash up a sack full and just try it on a few things before I predominantly use it. What I could do is perhaps mix it half and half with some brought in compost, just to try and reduce my costs of compost a little bit this year. Still got a few twiggy things in it, but that's not a problem. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to run it through my shredder. Now this is a leaf sucker shredder and it is a bit old and knackered. It's something I was given from a customer, and even though it is a leaf sucker, it has clogged up in the past if the leaves are very wet. So what I've been doing the last couple of days, because I think if the compost is too wet it's going to just clog it up, I've been fluffing it up. I've pulled this batch away from the main pile and I've been fluffing it every day with a fork and just letting the air get into it, trying to just get it slightly on the drier side, and it's getting there. It's not too claggy. So this is what I'm going to run through now and just sort of see how it looks on the other end. So I shall run a bucketful through and I'll show you how it looks when it comes out the other side. So it's got all your sort of normal twiggy bits in there, a few little lumps of stuff, you know, pretty much what your normal compost would look like when it's getting towards the end. Like I say, this isn't, don't necessarily think this is fully matured yet, but I just want to give it a go. It's all I've really got at the moment. So I just want to give it a go and see if it's something that I can use for seed sowing this year. So I'm going to fire up the old shredder and put this through. just bring you around the other side and show you the compost as I bring it out the bag. So what I'll do is I'll use my potting up tray, just slide this under the zip. Let's see what we got. There's still a few, actually there's a couple of bits of newspaper there, I think they're from this fresher side that has got over. Well, it feels lovely and fluffy. Just get that out and into a trug. So it does a pretty good job, this old shredder, really. I run all sorts of all my leaves through it. I even run all the old newspapers that I collect from the family through it to smash them up for putting in the compost and in my worm bins. So one little twig got through, but what that's done is it smashed the bulk of it up and actually increased its volume a bit by the look of it, perhaps a little bit. So I don't know if you can see that sort of consistency. That's much better now. Still a bit of fibrousy stuff in it, so what I'm thinking is if I get this trug here, which I put my sieves into the top of, and then sieve it just one step further for something a bit finer. This is how I sieve all my compost if I'm using a sieve. Oh, that was what went bang. There's a big stone there. Thought something went bang as I was shredding that. So these metal sieves that you get, they fit perfectly in these little trugs that I've got. This is how I quite often sieve my worms out of my worm compost as well. So just give them a bit of a sieve like that. And then that leaves behind most of the fibrous stuff, a bit of the wood. That can just go back into the next lot of compost. And hopefully what it will give me is a nice fluffy compost with not too many bigger lumps in. This is about a 1/4 inch sieve, I think, by the look of it. So there we go, that's actually looking not too bad, if you can see that. Nice, soft, fluffy. And I think what I might do is I don't know whether to try it purely that, because I don't think it's quite fully matured, but I might just mix it half and half with normal bought in compost, just to reduce my costs a little bit. But just through the shredder, it's still pretty good, pretty fine. I'd use that for potting things on, definitely. There's nothing too big in there. That's looking pretty good. But I think as a seeding compost, just this one extra step of running it through a finer sieve is going to really sort of make it pretty good. And of course, what I can do as well is I buy these big sacks of perlite, 100 litre sacks of perlite. So I could add like a scoop of perlite into there. Just give it a mix up, just to add a bit of drainage and a bit of air into the compost, so that the seeds don't get too stodgy. I mean, that looks pretty good. I might try it just on something that I'm not too worried about, lettuce, radish, that sort of thing. I might just try it as it is and see what happens. But yeah, this is what I'm basically doing. It's just taking a bit of time to shred the compost, maybe sieve it for some seeding compost, And this is why I save all my bags, my old compost bags, because I can just spend a few hours doing this, bag them up and pop them over there in the compost shack, and they're just ready then for whenever I need them. But I'm pretty happy with that. That looks pretty good. But anyway, we will see you next time, guys. Take it easy.